Hey everyone, welcome to another video. You can see my face, it's right here. I don't know if I can move it. Can I move it? Let's see. What is this? Oh, whoa. Big. There we go. Big, tiny. What is person? Oh, it's like a photo. I can full screen it. No, just, can I unfull screen you? And video. Okay, so you can see my face. That's fun. I'm using a new software for this. We'll see how it works. Okay, so today we're learning a lot about protecting your artwork, and I know there are topics about this, but I'm going to cover a few things that aren't in those topics. The first one being, I know there are topics about watermarking it, but I'm going to talk about watermarking your stuff, but better. Like, some of them just say, hey, put a watermark here, and what it should be, but I want to show you kind of how to do it. I don't know, I didn't even know I could turn this setting on. Anyway, so, let's start. I'm just going to create like a rounded corner thing, and let's pretend that's my artwork for now. Oh, no, it wasn't a perfect square, never mind. Okay, so this could be some sort of great artwork that you've made. So, yeah, say it's 100. Set 100. So this is some great artwork here. I see too much of people just taking, so if we take a big square here and then put it behind the great art, can I move? Oh, I can. That's way better. Let's do that. So say this is the image that we're going to show people, but we don't want them to take it, obviously. Is there an ant on my screen? I swear there was an ant on my screen. Okay, well, never mind. So, they have a background and everything. They're not just exporting it transparently. But I see people just doing this. They're gonna take... I feel like this is making my mouse way slower. This weird setting. Okay. So, let's just call this watermark. So, but this is way too insecure. Nobody do this. Please don't do this. Because what you can really do is you could take this image from someone, and then you could just take like a rectangle and cover it, and then make the color the exact same, and boom, there's no more watermark. So, I want to show you the effective way to do this. There are two things that we want to prevent. The first one is going to be the solid color covering. So what we're going to do, watermark, let's make it red so that shows up on the background, and the white, we want to do that. So it could be covered up part way, but then it would just be called mark. And it's still being covered. This also works best on gradient backgrounds because you can't just cover it up with your own gradient. Well, I mean you can, but that would be really complicated and hard. Oh, this light is bad. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we've got this, but there's also one more thing. In one of my last videos, I showed you how to get animations that Canva has and use them for yourself with iMovie. That involved using green screen. So what someone could do is they could just they don't even have to import it into software because there is a quality difference there, you can tell. So say we have our watermark. Someone could replicate this gradient easily. But what we want to prevent, so if they replicated this gradient, they would end up green screening this out, and then making the green screen background this gradient, and it would end up removing the watermark. So what we want to prevent this. So we need to make this the color of something else in the document. That way, if they tried to green screen it, it would end up removing other text in there. It also looks better because it fits with the color scheme. I'm actually pretty sure this is all we have for watermarking. Let's move on to coding, because there are a few things we can do with that. Oh yeah, stop recording. Is it on? I think it's on. Okay, this software is a little weird with that. So, our next thing we're going to do is we're going to prevent a few ways from people taking your artwork in studio, or in-game. Because, I mean, well, exploiters, they can see what's on the client and just download that, but that is a little bit harder to get in. But people can actually take, say if you had something with rounded corners, they could take a screenshot and then they can put it into, in this case, Adobe XD, and they can just mask it with something with the exact same rounded corners. So what we're going to want to do here... What in the world? Is my mouse dying? Okay, that was weird. Studio was not letting me move well. So, a few things we're going to want to do is take... is to prevent them from taking screenshots is the first thing. So there's no way to fully prevent this, but the one thing we can do is to lock them in first person, which makes it extremely hard to get out of the window. Here, I'll show you, because I just found this from the toolbox real quick. It's not malicious. I can show you the one that I have. So, when you join, basically, now you're in first person, and your mouse is what your camera follows. And see, I'm trying to drag it out of the window, but I cannot. So, the only way to stop this is to press F5 or function plus F5 in Mac. I clicked stop. There we go. Now. Okay. So basically, I want to show you where I got this. I searched first person script in models, and it is, I think I'm using the second one. I'm using the second one. The second one that pops up, it's by Nemo Hitler, I think is what it is. Nemo Hilton. Read that wrong. Yeah, next we have one more thing. I am totally forgetting what it is. Oh, okay, so there is another, sometimes on Discord you'll see people and they just seem a little bit suspicious that, like, they might not pay you. Trust me, I know there are people out there, they do it. Like, the first person I worked for was one of them. But, so now, there is a way to kind of prevent them from stopping this. Because typically with people who, like, want to scam you, is they get this stuff from you, and then they don't pay. So one way is to get them to pay first. But if they don't agree to that, some people just don't, then you can code the UI yourself in a fancy way. So in replicated storage, I'm just going to show you an example of module code. So, the module script. If we take this module script, there should be an ID. Well, anyways, we can hide if we made a bunch of different functions for this. So, the main code that just starts with a module script is local module equals a table. So then, we're going to return that table. Let's do module dot, let's just call this example function equals function player. So, what we're going to do here is we are just going to change this. Okay, really what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to publish this as a model and then get the ID. I will show you how to do that, but we can also require it here if they still give you access to the game. This just makes it a little bit easier. So, we're going to just do local pgui So all we're going to do here is basically watermark our code. And what this is going to do, this is going to click on it and it's just going to say like stolen artwork. So local PGUI equals, we're going to do player. We are going to find the player GUI is where we're going to get the stuff. So now we need to add a text box into that in the screen GUI. So local new UI equals instance.new. We're going to create a screen GUI, comma, PGUI. So that is inserting it into player GUI. So after we're doing instance.new, comma, whatever we want to add it into, then local, let's just call it like new text, and then we're going to add something into, it's text label, comma, PGUI, and then we are going to, now we need to define a few variables with this. New text dot size equals udim2 dot new, I believe is how we do this, 50, 50. Would that work? Yeah. Let's do 500, 500. So this is just going to create, this is going to add a new size. New text dot text equals stolen UI, exclamation point. So what this should do, now, this is, we're just returning this table with functions. Now we need to require this. Let's add a screen GUI, and I'm literally just gonna not even change anything with this text button, except add a local script. So, we need to define the module here. So I need to find it from replicated storage, but what you're gonna want to do is to publish your module and then require its ID. So you can get the ID from the, basically if you took a model, I wonder if it'll let me open a model. Let's see. It won't, but if you went into like models in Roblox, the URL should have a string of numbers in between two slashes. That's the ID. So you would go require, then all of the numbers. But I'm going to have to require game.replicatedStorage.moduleScript. That's the module we just wrote. Now the function here is, so script.parent. Actually, what I think we're going to want to do is just do module example function. So that's just going to fire this example function. Oh yeah, we have to make sure that this is fired when, so script.parent. Mouse button one click connect function and add an end. So this should, we might have to define the position, we'll see. This should just end up firing. So we should code this in like actual, we should code this actually and make it do stuff if you're going to want to offer to do this. But if they don't pay you, go through and edit your, if anyone can please tell me how to get rid of this thing on my screen. Oh yeah. I need to remove this. Hold on. Nope, nope, what the heck. Delete first person unlock. And then click play. Okay, this should work. So if anyone knows how to get rid of this, please tell me. It just popped up on my screen. And it somehow spread to all of my accounts that I use this on, so I don't know. Anyways, let's see. So if we get rid of chat and click this button. Huh, there's an error. Let's see. attempt to call a nil value. Oh, so it can't find player GUI? So it can't get the player. That is a problem. Well, okay, what we're going to need to do then is get rid of this idea of module script. Delete. So, local script here. Am I still playing? No. Okay. So, what we just need to do is just go script. So let's code this with this normally. Well, we don't even have to connect that to a function player. And then just, let's add a frame, and that frame. I can't drag it, but, so okay. Script.parent.frame.visible equals true. So this is, but then we're also going to do .parent.text equals stolen work. So what we're going to do here, we've just made this change the text to stolen work when it's clicked, but we also have it do a function. Here, I don't do this for everyone, please. Do this only for the people who it's typically those people who type with a whole lot of typos and don't seem to be active very often. But what we're going to do is we are just going to click. What is it? So, after we play, if anyone knows how to fix that module, by the way, let me know, because that is a much more efficient way to do this. If we click it. So now it just says stolen work. But typically, what scammers do is they leave you access to, they just block you, but then leave you access to the game. Not always, so you can code. But don't do this for every function either. Only do this for a few, because that'll really annoy them. But, especially, if they pay you, just go through and just delete that line of code. So if they pay you, then go back through and just delete that one line of code. Fixed. So, I'm pretty sure that's all for today. So, thank you so much for watching. If you want to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos, click here. I think that's only just going to be subscribe. Click my face. Basically, click my face. If you want to see the latest video, click here. If you want to see all of the Adobe XD videos, click here. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. Bye!